nachos. Put down your turkey sandwich for lunch. Let your hygienist wait for you because we have some exciting stuff to go over. We have a special guest. Before I tell you who he is, I want him to tell us what the #1 risk is to every computer system in a dental office. So our computer system, it's what we need every day in our office. This goes down, that goes down, and we've had some serious things happen. So what is the #1 risk? So to our special guest, before you tell us who you are, tell us what the #1 risk is for every dental office computer system. Listen up, Dental Nachos. I bring good ideas to you, and this is one of them.
Hey, thanks for having me. #1 risk, identity theft and ransomware attacks.
Identity theft and ransomware theft, so dramatic stuff. I love to bring good ideas to the Dental Nachos community. So we have Gary Salmon here. He's going to tell us what he does. So Gary, tell us what you do in the dentisting space. Thanks for being a kind sponsor of Dental Nachos. A little bit about you and your company.
Yeah, absolutely. Pleasure being on your podcast here. So what do? We are specialists. We analyze risk on your network. So how do we do that? We actually launch cyber attacks against your firewalls, your computers. And what we do is we try and figure out how hackers are going to break in and try and close those doors before they actually get in to steal your data, to encrypt your data with ransomware. So we use really, really sophisticated tools in order to do this analysis. The other thing we do is we train your staff. One of the biggest risks you have as an administrator or as a business owner is your team members and even the doctors. They're clicking on things, they're opening links. Yes. You know, they're getting x-rays and referral slips, etc. And all of a sudden, what they think they're clicking on and they think it's safe, it's not, right? And then 2 minutes later, they find a ransom note asking them for $4,000.
I know my team members, Gary, they are ninjas because you know what season this is? It is online shopping season. Yes. So they can open and close a window faster than a ninja can get out of a house. I know it. And they're great people, but sometimes they don't realize, you know, they got to make that sale. They got to get a special sale on something while patient goes back. I don't necessarily mind that they do great work, but I don't want them to be on sites that cause a problem. Well, on Dental Nachos, Gary, we have a lot of slang. We have a lot of different words. And one is called TSD. That's so dentist. And that's so dentist stands for the immediate negative reaction of the dental community to anything. Very negative people, my dental people. But here, you're here for them because one of my mottos is live your life in the most, not in the lightning. So dentists tend to always think something's going to go wrong, even though there's a rare chance of something going wrong. But you're here today to talk about the lightning and to talk about when things do go wrong so you can embrace your TSD, dentist. It's okay to embrace your TSD today. So tell us, I love stories. Tell us a story about something that you were involved with, a dramatic fixing of a computer virus attack.
Yeah, so part of our business is obviously to protect you and prevent things from happening. But another part of our business is reacting. So for instance, you have an issue at your practice and you give us a call and you're like, hey, we just got hit with a virus. We just got hit with a ransomware attack. All of our computers are down. So probably the most interesting one we've dealt with recently revolved around a worm that spread through the entire network of a practice. So basically what happened was the IT vendors spent about 12 hours trying to get control of the network, get access to their servers. At about 9 p.m. that evening, they gave up. They contacted us. We actually dispatched a bunch of our tech guys, went on site, and about 2 hours into it, I happened to be on site for this one. I look down at one of the workstations and I see this weird plug in a USB port on the computer. So my engineer pulls it out. He's like, what the heck's this thing? I've never seen this before. It turns out that it's a little wireless card that allows a Nikon digital camera that a lot of practices have, you know, with a ring flash to communicate with the computer. So I said, what are the odds that maybe that memory card in that Nikon camera has a virus? So I said to the local IT guys, like, hey, where's the Nikon camera? He pulls it out of a cabinet, hands it to me. I pull the memory card out. We put it into a special computer. And lo and behold, the virus is on the card, on the little memory card. Wow. Everyone's got craziness, right? So long story short, we get the practice back up and running at about 6 a.m. that morning. And we find out that one of the dentists had taken that memory card out of the Nikon camera, brought it to her home computer, put it in her home computer. Her computer was infected with the same virus.
Wow.
Guess what happened? It goes onto the memory card. She brings it back to her office. She puts it in her camera. She shoots her first photograph of her patient that morning. And literally 2 minutes later, the network gets taken out. because
How long were they down for?
they were down for most of the day. So they got lucky. There was no patient, theft of any patient data or anything like that. They just, they basically dodged a big bomb on this one.
You're like my idol from growing up, David Caruso from NYPD Blue. You and Sipowicz. You guys are like a detective team.
Yeah.
Or actually, like I was thinking when you were saying you guys had to drive the plays, I picture you guys in a van like the A-Team, like Mr. T.
Right.
Black eye paint on for no reason.
Seriously, we have a big blacked out Suburban we drive down in.
So I think we've done a good job because dentists don't need much of it, Gary, because of their TSD problem of scaring them a bit, and we've dealt with our own problems. Now tell me how you and your company or how dentists can do things, good practices, plus working with people like Black Talon to prevent these things from happening.
Right. So I think the most important thing to understand is that cybersecurity companies are very different than IT vendors. We have a lot of additional tools, credentialing, schooling that the IT vendors don't. The IT companies are fantastic at keeping your computers up and running and helping you when you have a problem, but they're just not set up to prevent, these more advanced types of attacks. So that's where we come in. We provide preventative measures. So think of it this way. You have a house, and on your house, you have a deadbolt on your front door. If you don't lock that deadbolt, someone comes by, gives your door a little kick, and your door flies open, and next thing you know, you have a problem. What we actually do is we use very sophisticated tools, and we conduct cyber attacks against your firewall, against all of your computers and printers and smart devices in your office to identify where you have vulnerabilities. A vulnerability is this unlocked door. All right, so by doing this, we can actually go back to you, the doctor, administrator, and your IT vendor and say, hey guys, listen, this is what we found. These are the unlocked doors that we found, and here's exactly how you need to close them in order to prevent someone from breaking in. So that's fantastic in terms of that type of technology. The other great thing we do is train, right? We spend a lot of time training your staff on how to identify these risks that come in through email. You just mentioned around the holiday times and shopping. So guess what you're going to start seeing? The fake UPS deliveries, right? We attempted to deliver a package 3 times to your office. Please click here to reschedule the delivery. You click on the link, and the next thing you know, you have a problem. Okay. So we help and empower the staff. That's the big thing. The doctors want to tell their team members, don't click on anything. Don't click on this. Don't click on that. But everyone knows that's not realistic. Patients send x-rays, referrals, right? Other colleagues send you stuff, and your staff's clicking on it all day long. But they have to be empowered to identify fake emails, what we really call threat emails, from safe emails. And the only way you do that is through training, okay? Because the hackers are getting really smart, and they're figuring out how people fall for these types of scams. So we do live webinars, with your team and show them real world examples of other practices who have been hit. We show them basically how they got hit. And in every instance, you look at it and you be like, oh, it's so obvious now, right? They spelled this word wrong.
We do before and afters of teeth. You do before and afters of dentists just sobbing uncontrollably. Shut down for 3 days. So exactly. One thing did you ever see the movie Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio? It's great. It's a great movie to watch. So it was based on this guy, Frank Abagnale.
Oh, I did see him.
Scam artist. But at the end, they hired him to try to, catch the other scammers. That's kind of like when you guys go in. I like that story of finding the unlocked doors. So one of the things we do with Dental Nacho is I do a lot of buyer coaching and new owner coaching. The dream is for someone to own their own practice, start their own practice. And I'm a seller's broker too. So they'll purchase a practice where the doors, in your world, they might not even have like that little thing my grandmother had. So let's say I'm a brand new practice. I have a brand new practice. I acquired a practice. And I said, all right, Gary, I don't know what's been going on here. I would like to work with a team like yours. Dental Nachos, Gary and his team are great, kind sponsors. If you want to be connected with them, salsa@dentalnachos.com, salsa@dentalnachos.com. They will do a free risk assessment for you to see where you're at, salsa@dentalnachos.com. But tell me what it looks like. I got a buyer coaching client. They've done nothing. What's it look like to work with a team like you? What do they do?
Yeah, absolutely. So, it kind of starts with HIPAA compliance as well. We'll go in, we'll have an understanding of what they have in place for HIPAA. Do they have a HIPAA manual? Do they have documents patients sign? But the other component of this is the cyber. So at no charge, we'll do a free assessment. We'll actually launch a cyber attack against the firewall if they even have one, which unfortunately some people don't, especially after buying a practice that's been around for a long time. And then we'll launch a cyber attack against all their devices on the inside of the network. And then what we do is we present an overall risk score back to the doctor, right? And then you can make an educated decision. I think that's what life's about. Hey, what's my risk? And I can either, decide to deal with it or move on to something else.
We have a slogan here, JFO, just find out, right? So right. Dentists, they don't like change and things like that, but just find out whether it's, cyber attacks, online scheduling, credit card processing. I love bringing ideas for them to just find out about. Sounds like perfect. Also, my team was telling me we have another email to connect with you, queso@dentalnachos.com. We name all of our emails after nacho toppings, Gary. So
okay, cool. Love it.
So queso@dentalnachos.com will connect you to Gary. So, I think that's awesome. So just to review with you, number one, risk is that, relying on only your IT and not having the security in place. I think, you must feel bonded with the dentist in some way because, we're into prevention. We're into telling people, hey, take care of this before it becomes a problem. Sometimes they hear all those words and do absolutely nothing. Then they come to us with a big problem. And I know you've gotten called in. So you basically work in two ways. You work as proactive, prevent the fire, and then also the putting out of the fire type of stuff.
That's exactly correct. Yep. And we obviously would rather have the preventative than the fires.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So, you guys, I appreciate you sharing all this with our community, queso@dentalnachos.com, to be put in touch with Gary and Black Talon. What is your guys' website, Gary?
Yep, it's blacktalonsecurity.com.
Nice. And where are you guys based out of?
So we're about 45 miles north of New York City in Westchester County. We're in about a 600,000 square foot building sharing the space with about 40 other companies. It's actually Pepsi's old international headquarters. So we're sitting on this beautiful 200-acre wooded campus.
You got to come to Philly for one of our live events. We have a nacho high five. It's a regular high five, but we get nachos afterwards. So
cool. I love it.
We have a lot of good events here. So Dental Nachos community, as always, want to bring you guys good idea. Gary Salmon is Black Talon. Awesome. Thanks for being with us. I appreciate you sharing this. This is so important. This is the stuff when it happened to us, it really hurts your morale. It creates this weird energy where stuff's going wrong in the office. You have this worry that other stuff is going to go wrong. Sometimes you miss 2 or 3 days, guys, which can be $20,000 or $30,000 of production. And even if you don't care about production, you have to reschedule these patients sometime at another time. Yep. So you have to work. Watch this, Dennis. You have to do this. Work on your off day. You do not like that. So thanks, Gary. Once again, reach out to us at queso@dentalnachos.com. Be connected with you guys. Really appreciate it. Dental Nachos, get back to your hygienist, turkey sandwich, whatever you're doing here. And I'm going to chat with you, Gary, but have a great rest of the day, Dental Nachos.
Thank you so much.